Hey guys, Eddie here from Dilleen Property. Today I want to do a quick video. This video is all about not being a tight ass. And I thought I'd do a quick video about this because throughout my property investing journey of buying 16 properties by the age of 27, if you're just tuning into this video and didn't know that, I've learnt a lot about property negotiations, pest and building inspections, and really trying to maximize every single penny or dollar and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd do a video on this because I've been dealing with a lot of clients that kind of, they remind me of myself a lot when I was first getting started in property investing and buying my first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties. Over the I guess long term of building my portfolio, it's been almost 10 years since I bought my first property at 18. I'm almost 28 now, and I've got the 16 properties. It's been a mindset change over the long term, and that's what a lot of people, you might hear a lot of people talking about mindset and wonder what the hell it's about, but there is a mindset change. And as an example, there's a couple examples that I want to talk about in regards to negotiation on a property purchase, buying an investment property. And sometimes it comes down to $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 or something, and that's from my experience, my opinion, say you're buying a property for $300,000, right? And for me, I always want to buy a property that you can physically see it is below what other ones are selling for, roughly. It's below comparable sales, below market value, and it's got a good rental returns in a metro area and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes down to the crunch and it's $1,000 or $2,000, one of my biggest mistakes is pulling out of deals when I had like 5 or 6 properties under my belt and I was going for my 7th, my 8th, my 9th. There was tens of properties that I negotiated for myself, and I kicked up a stink about the hot water heater being about to go, or one of the properties I was buying, it had some moisture damage underneath one of the sinks, or there was like a hole in the roof that it wasn't super major, but it could have been probably fixed for $1,000 or something like that. But I pulled out of a lot of those deals because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend money here or it's going to cost $500 to fix, or $600, or $2,000 or whatever, or one of the locks is broken on the door and all that kind of stuff. So this is, I'm just sharing from my experience. And some of those properties were in Sydney. Some of those properties were in areas of Brisbane and the Gold Coast 5-6 years ago, that if I just sucked it up and bought them, yes, I would have had to spend $500-$600 on there, but the property that we're negotiating anyway was below market value to begin with. I was worrying about over like $2,000 or $3,000 basically. So in the long term now, when I think back, I made some rookie errors, rookie mistakes of just trying, a lot of people have called me a tight ass in my life, but don't want to, and some people still do. Sometimes you just can't get rid of that reputation, no matter what you do, how much you spend. But it's something that I would try to avoid if I was starting all over again. If there's a good property deal and you can physically see there's other comparable sales that have sold $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 higher, etc., even $15,000 higher. I know it's easy for me to say this now because I've bought hundreds of properties for myself and for clients, but try not to overreact. Try to keep your composure. This is just one tip. Try to keep your composure and say, okay, always think about the long-term goal, right? So think about, if you're building a portfolio and this is going to cost $200-$300 here, $1,000 there, no matter what you do in property investing, things can always come up. If you buy a brand new property, there can be issues. If you buy a 20, 15-year-old property, 30-year-old property, there'll always be something. There's no perfect property basically. But there was just some examples basically. Like, I've pulled out of property deals that over like $2,000 or $3,000, and now those properties are worth like $100,000 more, and I'm just kicking myself. So always think long term. Think of the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. That would be my suggestion. I guess things like even looking at properties and pest and building inspections. A lot of people, like myself as an example, like, oh, I'm going to have to repaint this, do that. But if it ticks the boxes, if it's got especially if it's got a tenant in there already. If it's got a tenant in there already, like, just from my experience now, I would go back and tell myself, just buy the thing, buy the property, focus on the next one. Focus on building. Don't focus on the individual property. Focus on the 10 properties you're going to have in your portfolio, not just the third, the fourth, the fifth. If you're in there to build a passive income stream, so that you have the ability to retire earlier, or maybe one of your spouse not work or whatever, or just work less, it's going to take sacrifices, and you've got to really develop the mindset to not get worried over when something comes up and it's $1,000 here, $500 there, $2,000 there. You've really got to control the mindset and try not to be negative, because if you can't overcome those hurdles along the way. There was so many times when I really just pulled the pin and almost sold my properties. I sold some of my properties, but thankfully I didn't. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel, and I just continued going through the barriers and jump through the hoops. Even when tenants move out, some people just get freaked out and like, oh no. Nowadays, if I have a tenant move out or something happens or a hot water heater breaks, I'm just like, yeah, okay, no worries, whatever, we'll fix it. So you kind of, for me, I've kind of built up a callus, I guess, of just dealing with those kind of issues, because no matter what you do in life, especially if you want to have the success, you got to learn to deal with the stress. So that's a good philosophy to work through. But I just wanted to do this video about don't be a tight ass, because it can really cost you a lot of money in the future. It is good to, don't get me wrong, it's good to save money, it's good to focus on every dollar, but sometimes if you focus on everything, right, it's like having a parachute. If it's too open, it won't do anything. So you've got to have your mind, at the right point, and focus on penny pinching and that kind of stuff, but only to a certain extent. That some say it does really hold you back from taking action and think about the long-term goal. So I hope this video helps. Don't be a tight ass, or try not to. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to chatting to you guys soon. Bye.